Hello everybody, Cooper here and welcome to the Adelaide Oval here on AFL 26. We've got our Port Adelaide Management Career Mode. It is officially round one. We did quite the number on the Adelaide Crows in opening round and now we've got to take on the West Coast Eagles, the young West Coast Eagles. I don't believe they made finals last year. I'm guessing they didn't. I've made a few adjustments to my sliders, so I'm hopeful that our round one game will be a lot better than the opening round game that we had up against the Crows. And we go in with only one change, I believe. I know that, I'm trying to think of his name, Ryan Burton was injured in the last game with a hamstring. So we have moved Jackson Mead off of the sub, or out of the sub, and Everett Wong will be making his AFL debut this year, or in this game I should say. We picked him up in the draft with one of our later picks as the West Coast Eagles call heads on the toss, and they have won. They are going to kick to the left of screen. But I hope you are all doing very, very well. Other than that, our squad is unchanged. We get the first hit out. Very, very nice, courtesy of Taylor Goad, youngster that we picked up from North Melbourne. Lukosius just weighing up his options, looking a little bit too wide for my liking, but finds Zach Butters, who actually was a little bit quiet in the game up against the Crows. Only had sort of 10 to 15 disposals or so. Don't think he kicked a goal either. And he hasn't kicked a goal with that kick either. It's a mark on the goal line. That's quite annoying. Liam Baker has it at halfback for the Eagles. Just working their way up the ground. Now with Archer Reed. Obviously no relation to the big Harlevel, who we like very much on this channel. Speaking of Harley Reid, there he is standing on Lockie Neal. Let's see, where can we send this ball? I think Whitlock's down there at full forward, but we actually go a bit deeper into the pocket. And Joe Berry, we've picked up another injury in the first couple of minutes of the game. And it's Logan Evans, one of our sort of very much improved defenders from last season. Joe Berry puts through the first, but I'm hopeful it won't come at too high a cost. And we've had to activate the sub straight away, so that is quite annoying. Everett Wong straight into the action. We have thrown him to the Wolves, and hopefully he can do okay. Silvani sends the ball wide, looking for Horn Francis. Picks it up very nicely in front of Baker. Let's send it a little bit towards the top of the 50. Joe Berry can't take the mark on this occasion. Butters was there, couldn't lay a tackle. Baker once again, looking inside, looking for McCluggage. Not that McCluggage, different McCluggage. And now Butters looking at half forward, finds Burgoyne. First disposal for him on the day. It's a long kick at goal. And it's another mark on the goal line. So even though there's only a little bit of wind, it looks like the wind is still powerful enough that it's holding up balls in the air. Hopefully Lukosius can swing this one around. He does very nicely. Port Adelaide have two within 5 minutes. Injury aside, it's been a good start for Port Adelaide in this one so far. Williams gets wrapped up by Drew and Goad. It's another ball up middle of the Adelaide Oval. And obviously, we won the Premiership last season, but we're hoping to repeat as Premiers this year. Silvani can't get to the contest. Harley Reid getting a bit of the ball early. West Coast looking inside. And it's now in the hands of Williams. Lining up for the Eagles first of the day. And it's a good kick. It's straight through the middle. Eagles strike back. Harley Reid sends it forward for the West Coast Eagles this time. Nobody home. Jack Silvani had a really good game in his Port Adelaide debut. Code brings it to ground. I keep saying Code, it's Goad. But anyway, ball up, center wing, Draper in the ruck now. Harley gets wrapped up. Arlo O'Brien into the game for the first time today. Draper just drops it. Lukosius trying to get boot to ball, can't. Now we've got Butters, we've got Burgoyne giving chase. I think Lockie Neal's in there somewhere. Draper gets tackled. Now Jackson Mead with the tackle. That's holding the ball. Really good pressure in the forward half by Port Adelaide. And now Whitlock can't take the mark. Handball over the top. Quick kick by Lukosius, gets smothered. Horn Francis just trying to find a target. Jackson Mead gets dropped. We just made an absolute meal of that, unfortunately. Now it's with Johnston at halfback, looking for Archer Reid. Runs away with it, looking in the middle of the ground. Rosie's there, can't put an arm on the footy to stop Harley Reid, unfortunately. But we do force the turnover, which is quite good. Kane Farrell had a good season last year, now Horne-Francis. Sam Draper's actually out by himself. He's sitting under the footy and takes it. And you know, in traditional Sam Draper fashion, we do have to go for the snap around the body, even though we are directly in front. Maybe we should practice that a little bit. Rosie finds Horne-Francis at half forward. Just a lot of gaps inside that forward 50. Let's send it goalward. There's nobody in the square. Dersma running back. Just let it go. Horne-Francis strikes from outside 50. Loose handball over the top. Great job. Butters, short kick. Looking for Horne-Francis once again. And Liam Baker cuts it off. Well done, Liam Baker. Looking wide. That's a risky play. And that's a high tackle. And it's actually now in the hands of Zane Dersma, who kicked 5 up against the Crows in his first game for Port Adelaide. And gets his first of the day with that one. West Coast get it clear, looking at their half-forward line. And Silvani takes another excellent mark at centre-half back, kicking down the line, looking for Draper. Big fly from Ginbey. Ball goes to ground, though. And now Archer Reid at half-forward, kicking short, looking for Flan Ryan. And he has the mark at centre-half forward. Not a long kick of the ball, but can definitely have a crack from outside 50 where needed. It's a short, flat one. And Sam Draper takes it on the goal line. Let's send it wide, outside 50. Burgoyne hasn't seen a lot of it today, but takes a good mark here. Got a few players central. That's a little bit of a risky kick, actually. But this time it's in the hands of Silvani, who's pushing forward. And now we've got Goad and Edwards. Great hands by Goad. 20 marks in the first quarter. We need 85 to complete one of our objectives. And Lukosius takes it on top of the goal square. That is fantastic transition footy. And Lukosius to get his second of the quarter. Only kicked the 3 last week, but is giving the Riverbank stand a bit of a workout this season so far. Archer Reid once again getting amongst it. Short little ball. This time to Bailey. And Zach Bailey pushing forward. Obviously got traded from the Brisbane Lions to the Eagles in last year's off-season. And that is an excellent kick. The Eagles get their second. There's a lot to do from here to get the job done. Arlo O'Brien pushing forward. Little kick over the top. And Goat takes it. He's playing it full forward, just giving Whitlock, Lukosius a bit of a spell. Actually, Lukosius, I think, is pushed further up the ground. Let's see if we can put this through. I don't know if Goad kicked one last week, but he's got one now. Dersman just having a bit of a spell at centre halfback. We've got Silvani playing in the forward line. Horne-Francis getting amongst it as well. George Hewitt off the bench. Had a quiet game in his first for Port Adelaide last week. Lukosius on Bowen. Takes it in the hands. 20 minutes gone in the first. Kicks it short. Was looking for Goad. Couldn't find him in the end. Now Jack Graham, he's had a very good game so far, getting a bit of the ball. Kicking wide, finds Liam Duggan, kicks back inside. Now Elliot Yeo. Short ball over the top, finds Archer Reid. Port Adelaide just struggling to find jumpers at the moment. Come on, we need a mark. Well done, Hewitt, to intercept that ball. And Lukosius takes it in the hands. Let's kick it long. Silvani's over the top, along with Goad. We just need one of them to take it. And this one falls in the hands of Silvani, who's already got 5 marks on the day. Could potentially add a goal to that tally. And he does. Might not be done yet before quarter time. Although the Eagles now pushing forward. We've got Dersma. Just drops it at centre half back. Gets wrapped up by Archer Reid. Barnett running onto it into an open goal. Too easy for the West Coast Eagles. Another forward entry for the Eagles. And Zach Bailey getting amongst it once again. So right before quarter time, the Eagles showing a little bit of life. Let's see if Bailey can get his second. Snaps true. And it's back down to a 19-point game. Quick kick around the corner by Lockie Neal. Burgoyne can't take the mark. Horne-Francis over the top. Kicking goalward. It's offline. And Joe Berry just intercepting the ball out of full back. Just really just dumb kicking from fullback by the West Coast Eagles. Berry got a free kick earlier, and now he's got his second goal. And I always like to see our younger players contributing and doing a good job, because he is going to be one for the future, along with O'Brien, obviously Dersma. We've got a lot of really good young players, as well as some really good veterans. Speaking of O'Brien, trying to pick it up at half forward, can't unfortunately. And now Johnston looking towards their half forward line, finds Archer Reed. Siren goes, and he's going to have a shot from out here. This is going to be a very impressive kick if this goes through. And it's going to fall short, unfortunately. Big fist from behind. And we've scored 8 goals in the opening quarter. A fantastic effort. The Eagles do score 4, though, including 2 very, very late in the piece. Zach Bailey did score 2 of them, I believe. Lukosius and Berry have 2 each. Silvani, Goad, Horne-Francis, and Dersma getting amongst it. Butters getting a lot of the ball early. Lukosius, Horne-Francis, O'Brien up there. So very interesting start to this first quarter. Even though it is very high scoring, we do have a decent 26-point lead. Second quarter underway. We've made a few tactical changes. We've put Naz in the middle of the ground. Let's see what he can conjure up. Quick clearance. Naz kicks it wide, looking for, I think that's Burgoyne over the top. Just drops the ball. Horne-Francis lowers the eyes, looking for Whitlock. Takes it. I can't say it was executed to perfection, but we do get the desired result. A kick at goal inside 50. And we actually missed that one. A little bit surprising from Whitlock. It's okay. Whitlock redeems himself, intercepts the ball at half forward, sending it goalward, looking for Dersma again. Can't take the mark. Lays a good tackle, though. And the Eagles still under siege. Berry with the tackle. That's holding the ball. Well done, Joe Berry. Are we seeing a star shine right before our eyes? He's got 3 kicks. He's now got 3 goals. Back-to-back stoppages on our half-forward line right now. Just can't seem to get it clear. Rosie does a 360 before looking for a target. And it's now in the hands of Lukosius. We were trying to get it with O'Brien, but Lukosius intercepts in the end. Probably is a better shot on goal, to be fair. Looking for his 3rd. And he just sneaks that in. Loose ball, middle of the ground. Burgoyne can't lay the tackle this time around. Archer Reed sends it short and finds Matt Owies. Hasn't touched it today so far, but looking to get the Eagles 5th. And that isn't too bad. Just sneaks it in past that right goalpost. Lukosius takes the mark at half forward. We've got a player loose inside our forward 50. It's Joe Berry once again. He had a few of these performances last year where he does nothing over some games, but then some games he just explodes and kicks a whole ton of goals. He's got 4 in the first half. Goad sending it forward now. Rosie can't take the mark, and Harley Reid plays on straight away. Jack Graham does a fantastic job in front of Silvani, actually. And now Porter wearing the 55. You don't see a lot of 55 nowadays. Now Bailey Williams has the ball at half forward, looking for Zach Bailey, who's already got 2. He's going to be pushing his distance here, looking for a 3rd. So a bit of a shootout in between the small forwards right now. That's not bad at all. And Archer Reed marks it on the goal line. 8 disposals for him already. Top of the goal square. Puts it straight through the middle. Free kick to Harley Reid, middle of the ground. We need a matchup very, very quickly. Doesn't have a lot of options forward, so he just tries to find Liam Ryan. Can't take it. Now Naz has a ton of space. Send it long. Lukosius, Whitlock. It's got to be one of you. Rosie tries to handball it forward. Burgoyne on the left foot, if you don't mind, puts through another goal for Port Adelaide. And a bit of that Burgoyne class. We always like to see it. Loose handball forward by Waffle. Rosie lays a good tackle. Great double team tackle from Waffle and Rosie. Let's send it in the Berry direction. He's only got Liam Duggan standing on him. Can't take the mark. Runs into an open goal. It's offline though. Affected by the tackle, unfortunately, as he couldn't take the mark. Short little kick over the top. What are you doing to me? Naz is over the top and takes the mark. West Coast with another dumb turnover. Naz puts through his first of the day, and we have a 46-point lead 13 minutes into the second quarter. Dumb turnover, middle of the ground by my good self. Dersma spending a bit of time just trying him in a few different positions. Obviously, probably more comfortable with him up forward. Arlo O'Brien was kicked at a 2-on-1. And Harley Reid outmarks Connor Rosie. Fantastic display of strength. Already the 12 disposals so far. The 3 marks. And a good chance at a goal here. Kicks it long. Kicks it strong. I think it's through. Still plenty of time left in this game for the West Coast Eagles to make a run at it. Let's just get boot to ball, guys. Don't worry about it too much. Burgoyne with the crumbs actually never gets to it. Graham gets wrapped up by Jackson Mead. Rosie with the loose hands over the top. Mead kicks short, looking for Whitlock. Fist from behind. Good tackle by Whitlock now. And we've got a ball up. 16 minutes gone inside the second quarter. Draper back in the game in the ruck. Hits it down to Naz. Excellent ruck work by Draper. And Naz has a second. I don't know who was supposed to be on him, but nobody was at that point. Draper once again. Rosie trying to find him. Neil gets wrapped up by 2. We've got another ball up. 46-point lead still at this point in time. It's sort of been goal for goal these last few minutes. And now Elliot Yo, that's a hard name to say, sends it forward. And Jake Waterman, who I don't think I've said his name once today, and he hasn't even touched the ball once, probably why I haven't said it. Going to be lining up for the Eagles' 8th. Starts it on the right-hand side, swings it back, does well. Ball loose with the Eagles once again. Great tackle from Dersma. Spending a bit of time defensively, as we know. Just showing his defensive chops. Probably too small to be a full-time key back. Just a quick snap out of the pack. I don't think it's a goal. It's a rush behind. But now we got Naz kicking out a fullback, looking for Burgoyne down the line. Ball's knocked to the ground. Harley Reid picks it up. What a swoop from that Eagle. Harley's got 2. Harley Reid playing like a one-man wrecking crew right now. And Dersma with a really nice mark, actually. I think that might have been on Archer Reid. Whitlock hasn't seen a lot of it today. Handball forward, looking for Rosie. Rosie kicks short in the Silvani direction. Quick kick over the top. What a boot from the third-generation superstar. And another quick snap forward out of the middle. Connor Rosie sends it forward to Burgoyne. I actually have lost track of how many goals he's kicked. He's only just kicked the 1 today. I thought I know he's definitely had another shot on goal. Clearly didn't work out in a goal, and he's missed that one as well. High-scoring first half, 40 points now. 95 plays 55. Not sure who that was for. Connor Rosie takes it, and he's going to have a shot on goal. I don't believe he's kicked one today. 12 disposals for him so far. And he's put through his first of the day. Eagles go forward once again. Silvani trying to chase down Yo. Can't, unfortunately. Who is on those 2? O'Brien, get back. What courage. What courage from the youngster. Now we've got Naz and McCluggage. McCluggage with the fist does really well. Johnston finds it short. Gives it to Liam Ryan. No goals for him today, but has been quiet, to be honest, is what I was trying to say. Finally has 1. And the Eagles starting to step up. I think they've got 6 on the quarter. I think they've actually outscored us this quarter, to be fair. We'll have to have a look at halftime. But they have been very, very impressive in this second quarter. They're still showing a bit of resilience. Great use of the hands. Wanganeen Miller finds Dersma short. Looking for his second of the day. He's finally back forward. It's offline to the right, unfortunately. Now a 41-point lead. Ball just reaches Liam Duggan on the full. That one's almost out on the full. Lockie Neal standing on Elliot Yo. Ball over the top. Finds Archer Reid. Gee, the name Reid has been said a lot today. Jaden Hunt, the former Demon. Gives it back to Liam Duggan. Poor kick inside. Finds Lockie Neal. Let's just send it long. Try and get one more before halftime. Dersma can't take the mark. Short little ball. In the hands of Taylor Goad. And there is the siren looking for his second of the day. Not too far out. Puts it through. And it's going to be a 47-point lead heading into halftime. But the big story is 27 goals between the two teams in the first half in a very high-scoring affair, including 4 to Berry, 3 to Lukosius, Harley Reid has 2, Bailey has 2, Wanganeen Miller has 2, Silvani 2, and Goad 2. Archer Reid with the 10 marks, a lot of tackles including McCluggage, Elliot Yeo. Bailey Williams has done well in the ruck, as has Goad, and Barnett. Draper hasn't been as good as those other 3. Connor Rosie with the score assist, but Harley Reid, 17 disposals and 2 goals. Even though they're down by a bit, he has easily been best on. And a fantastic first half. We can only hope to continue, that we'll be absolutely dominant in the second half. Goad with a really good hit out, actually. Jaden Hunt finally gets rid of it. And I believe that's Willem Drew back into the game. It's been a little bit quiet in that first half. Dersma takes a good mark. We've got players streaming forward, just weighing up our options. Let's just kick it long. Dersma has Whitlock in the deep and takes a good mark. He's been quiet today. No goals so far. Just the 4 disposals, a few marks. He may have a couple of behinds to his name as well, if I remember correctly. But he finally has 1. Eagles working the ball off of halfback very nicely. Silvani drops a sitter at halfback. Ball over the top by Drew. Looking for O'Brien. Takes it very nicely. Trying to push back off of the mark. Berry's down at full forward, although we kick it a little bit deeper than that. And it actually ends up in the hands of Butters, of all people. Really good first half for him compared to last week. 14 disposals. Now 15 disposals and a goal. Eagles pushing forward now with Archer Reid. Centre half forward once again. He's been very good today. And Jake Waterman, just the 1 goal so far. Kicked it in that second quarter. Trying to cut it back down to under 9 goals. Floats it through. Eagles get the first for them of the second half. Goad with the intercept mark at sort of half forward area. Looking wide, Lockie Neal getting amongst it. Takes the mark, does a very nice job. We should probably have a shot from here. You'd think he's definitely got the distance. Just the 9 disposals for him in that first half. It's not a good kick, actually. This may sneak in for a... Oh my God, it's actually come back. I was not expecting that to be a goal. I lined that way outside the goal posts, or the behind posts actually, but it swung back beautifully. That was completely unexpected. And we have 20 inside 3 quarters in a very, very positive start. Rosie over the top, actually was looking for Berry, ends up with O'Brien. Ball is dropped, ball going back wide up the wing with the West Coast Eagles. Connor Rosie giving chase. Harley Reid unopposed. Reid kicks it down the line. Poor kick. Finds Silvani. Hopefully he can do something with it. Burgoyne tried to go for the mark, but accidentally spoiled it. And now it's with Elliot Yeo. Down to full forward. Waterman. It's actually Archer Reid once again. What a game he has had so far. 12 marks. 8 of them contested. Only the 1 goal to his name. But he puts through his second. And the Eagles get back-to-back goals. Actually, that's not true. Lockie Neal kicked the last one. But the Eagles are doing very well. Still a 53-point game. Ball headed towards our forward line. Baker chases it down. And Dersma tackles him. Does very, very well. Spending a bit more time forward this quarter so far. Goad knocks it down. Handball over the top. Doesn't work out. Now Graham sends it forward for the Eagles. Zach Bailey's had a good game so far. Kicking short. Looking for Ryan. And finds him. And it's nice to see that the Eagles are being nice, well, relatively speaking, competitive so far. That's floating to the left. And Archer Reid with another mark. That's 13 marks, I believe, on the day. Because the Adelaide Crows were not competitive at all in opening round. Archer Reid gets his third. And it's back down to a 47-point game. And you never know what is possible in the AFL. I think we've only got the 2 goals so far in this one. Connor Rosie trying to get it forward. Ends up with Lockie Neal. Sends it down to full forward. Lukosius unmanned. Looking for Berry over the top. And finds him. Unselfish again by Jack Lukosius. Was pretty unselfish last week as well. But Berry for 5 puts it through. I feel like Port Adelaide just starting to feed Berry now. I do like what they're doing. I think that was Dersma at centre half forward. Neal looking for Burgoyne. Finds him. And Burgoyne, just the 1 goal today, has been brilliant in parts, quiet in others. Let's see if he can sneak through a second. That's not bad at all. And it's just hit the post. I think that's Connor Rosie pushing wide. That's too wide. That is not as wide as I was hoping to go. Well, Waffle has it. We've got a player short in Lukosius, but it's actually going to end up with Horn Francis. Was good in the first quarter and a bit. Hasn't seen a lot of it since, and that's a poor kick, unfortunately. So a little bit inaccurate in the last couple of kicks in front of goal. And Willem Drew this time intercepts. Is that Breeze pushing over our left shoulder? So maybe we just got to set it up a little bit wider than I ordinarily would. Drew, that's not bad. Probably close enough to goal that it wasn't going to matter. But it's now back out to a 51-point lead. 61-point lead, excuse my mathematical skills. Drew looking wide, looking for Warple, finds him. Pushing back off the mark, just weighing up his options. You can see Berry just in the hole in the middle of the forward line. Can't get it to him though. Little bit of a dangerous kick. Goad with a good fist, sends it over the boundary. Now we got a boundary throw in right outside our half forward flank. Harley sends the ball forward for the Eagles. Archer Reed coming alive in this third quarter. And Zach Bailey going to be lining up for a potential third here. I know he had a shot earlier, and I don't even think it made the journey. That one's pretty good though. Actually, no, it's not. Excuse me. It's hit the post. So it's now back down to an even 10-goal game. And now Rosie sends it out of fullback, looking for Burgoyne. Pushing forward. Looking for, I think that's Lukosius down there now. Does well to take it. Push back off the mark, son. Let's kick wide. Buries the target. Got Tom Cole standing on him. Can't take the mark. Quick kick on goal. He's missed as well. Loose ball inside our forward 50. Another tackle. Can't stick it though, unfortunately. And Harley Reid gives it up to Jaden Hunt. Honestly, they look quite similar, with the long blonde hair and the headbands. It's very, very hard to tell at times. Willem Drew. Been pretty quiet today, has to be said. Berry with Cole. Doesn't take the mark, gets wrapped up. Gets rid of the handball though, does well. Whitlock can't stick a tackle. Willem Drew once again can't intercept. Lewis Johnston now. Looking down the line, looking for Waterman. Silvani just drops it and sticks the tackle on Waterman. That's holding the ball. Really good recovery effort. Now Butters in the middle of the ground. Arlo O'Brien giving him a few options up the ground. We play on a little bit too close to the man on the mark, unfortunately. Ball goes to ground, handball forward. We clear it nicely. Butters trying to get it forward. Arlo O'Brien can't take the mark. Quick panic kick goes the opposite direction that we want it to. Who's that in pursuit? It's Butters once again, starting to get a bit more of the ball this quarter. Dersmer at fullback, or halfback I should say, takes it. Go in the Horn Francis direction. Takes it very nicely. Looking more towards centre half forward. Lukosius takes it. Burgoyne's unopposed over the top. That's too wide. Poor kick. Kick inside once again. That could be in the back on Berry. Kick was too short, unfortunately. Wasn't 15 metres, so couldn't quite get a mark. Goad over the top, trying to get a hit out. Can't, unfortunately. Hunt sends it forward in the Archer Reed direction. Ends up with Harvey, I think it's Harvey Barnett. Who's that just sitting in the hole? It's actually Connor Rosie. Can't take the mark. Whitlock's over the top. Rosie is absolutely stuffed. Good tackle, though, on Baker. We've got another ball up inside our forward 50. Draper in the ruck now, trying to get it down to one of our guys. Harley just clears it, does a good job. Silvani once again. Let's send it goalward. Berry and Ginby. This time Berry takes it. For a game-high 6 goals. Puts it through. And this is career-defining stuff from Joe Berry. Warple trying to find a target with the handball. Can't, unfortunately. We got players running all over the place across our half-forward line. Can the Eagles secure one more before three-quarter time? We'll just have to wait and see. Whitlock sitting under it at centre half forward. Can't take the mark. Loose handball over the top. Draper down to full forward. The siren goes. Not going to be anything, unfortunately. But a bit of a stand early in the third quarter by the West Coast Eagles. Got it under 50 at one point, currently at 67 points. We're on track for scoring 200. I don't know if we'll actually get it done, but the Eagles have been phenomenal basically since quarter time. It's been 15 goals to 9, which obviously doesn't sound too bad, or doesn't sound too good, I should say, but they could be in a lot more trouble if it had not been for some really, really good players. Mainly Archer Reed and Harley Reid. I know Silvani's been really, really good. He's leading us in the AFL Fantasy. Harley Reid has 24 disposals. Butters 23. Silvani 18. Rosie 17. Really, really impressive stuff. But let's finish the game strong. And hopefully we can not let ourselves out of the game too much. And as the final quarter starts, the Eagles still down by 67, as we know. You know, it could be really blowing out to beyond 100. We don't know how it's going to play out. Hopefully, they can show a little bit of fire that they showed early in that third quarter, but remains to be seen. There's still a lot of footy to play. Trying to get the ball loose out of our sort of midfield. Lachie Neale sends it down to the pocket. Goad takes it in the hands. That's the 80th for the day. We need 85 to get a little bit of bonus funds. Hopefully we can get it done today. As Goad lines up for a third goal. Powerful kick, puts it through. 24 on the board for today. Everett Wong takes the mark at half forward. I believe that's his first disposal of the day. And we're looking wide for, not Berry, but I believe that's Dersma. Short handball to Wanganeen Miller. Now back, Wong gets it back. So, won't be his first kick in AFL footy, but it'll be his second if he can get this goal. And just sneaks it by that right goal post. Good to see the young man get his first. And after being subbed in like 2 minutes into the game, he's been on for majority of the game, but just has not touched the ball whatsoever. Naz trying to handball it forward. Quick kick forward. About by Bergman, but Bergman, I believe he got traded by Waffle. And Silvani trying to lay a tackle. Great fist by Burgoyne. Ball goes to the ground. Bailey gets wrapped up, and we got a stoppage inside West Coast's forward 50. Draper now. Big body. Great fist out of the stoppage there. And Rosie sends it short. Finds Dersma. Kicking over the top. It's Berry and Cole. Cole with the fist does a good job on Berry. Back inside. Finds McCluggage. Now Jack Silvani intercepts from halfback. He's been so good today. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets best on, if I'm perfectly honest. Draper just confirms the objective for today. Ball over the top. Berry's in amongst it. Can't take the mark. Running forward. Gets tackled. That's probably holding the ball. Surprised it wasn't. He had plenty of opportunities to get rid of it. Draper now. Let's knock it down. Can't win it, unfortunately. Ball tackled. Draper. Kick to the forward line. Nobody home. Great second effort by... Didn't actually see who that was. I think that was George Hewitt, actually. Draper gets dropped again. Hewitt once more. Wong. Can't take it. And now the Eagles back in the middle of the ground. Draper chasing down. I think that was Williams. And Archer Reid. What a game he has had today. Lining up for a fourth. 15 marks, 17 disposals. 11 of his marks have been contested. And a beautiful kick. Puts it straight through the middle. Wong with the mark at half forward. We've got Horne-Francis wide. That's the direction we're going to go in. Good hands, good hands. Let's go over the top. Berry just one-on-one with Cole. Can't take the mark. Running into an open goal. Puts it through. I think that's his 6th. I stand corrected. It's actually his 7th. So what a game from Joe Berry. I did not expect this coming into today, but what a performance he has put on for us today. Rosie trying to get boot to ball once again. Draper trying to lay a tackle in the ruck. Now with Archer Reid at centre half forward. Short little ball. Almost as if it was designed for one of our players. Kane Farrell takes it really, really nicely. Read it beautifully. Connor Rosie can't take the mark on this occasion. McCluggage gets wrapped up. We got a ball up. Draper and I think that's Williams in the ruck for the Eagles. Quick kick forward if we can get boot to it. It actually goes backwards. Warple, quick panicked kick. Horne-Francis sitting under it. Takes a very nice mark. Kicks it long over the top. Lachie Neale sitting under it. Berry with the crumbs. Never got his hands on it. Go does though. It's another behind. Officially an 80-point margin. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do about that. That was just so dumb on so many levels. Everett Wong lining up for his second, puts it through. It's been such a bizarre game because there's been bits and pieces where the Eagles have been really, really good. And then there's been other parts of the game where they've just done really dumb stuff. Entering the forward line again for the Eagles. Cripps with the crumbs. And gets one back. Silvani at full forward now. Having a bit of a break. Gets sat on. Whitlock with the crumbs. Sneaks it through. Finally gets his second goal after a few missed opportunities. But that was a big fly. I didn't see who that was at fullback for the Eagles. But a fantastic sort of crumb there by Jack Whitlock. O'Brien now trying to get boot to ball. We're just resting a few of our key players. There's no real need for any of them to get injured in these final moments. And that is a great set of hands by Kane Farrell. Jackson Mead sends it forward towards full forward. Silvani takes the mark. Berry. We're just setting him up. We knock him down. We set him up. He knocks him down. You know what I'm trying to say. But Joe Berry for number 8. What a surprise performance from him today. And a nice bit of symmetry as well. We're officially doubling their scores. It's a 92-point game, and we are up by 92 points. I mean, they scored 92. I've just said the same thing twice. You know what I mean. Anyway, Liam Ryan starting to get amongst the goals here. Kicked one earlier today. Starts it wide. Sneaks it through. 200 is definitely possible at this point in time. Obviously, we do need to kick fairly straight and be fairly efficient with our goal kicking. As Barry takes the mark outside 50, I'm not going to take a shot from there. We'll kick it short. Neil's in the pocket. He takes it in the jukes. And to get it back to 92, going to be a tough kick. And this is definitely not going to be a goal. Told you. 87-point game. Arlo O'Brien intercepts at half forward. There's nobody offering a lead, so we're just going to kick it long and hope for the best. Draper can't take the mark. There's a handball over the top if we can find it. Burgoyne gets wrapped up, gives it back to Draper, and we got a stoppage. Stoppage inside our forward 50. Draper can find someone if we can. Can't do it on this occasion. Jaden Hunt gets wrapped up. Short little kick. Arlo O'Brien takes the mark. Just the 10 disposals for him today. I think he had 24 last week, so hopefully he can put this one through. That is a stunning kick. We're now into the 190s, and it's a 93-point lead. Wanganeen Miller pushing up the ground, takes a good mark. Let's kick it forward. Lockie Neal actually sitting under it. It's actually going to be Arlo O'Brien. Ball goes to ground, handball over the top. Neal's in pursuit. Short little ball. Whitlock gives it off. That was so dumb. Berry for 9. He's missed. 21 minutes gone. Can we get the 100-point margin? Remains to be seen. Dersma wasn't as effective as he was in the opening game up against the Crows. And that is holding the ball. In spite of the margin, some of the Eagles players can be proud of their efforts today. You know, the 2 Reed boys. Liam Ryan's been pretty good. I know Jaden Hunt's had his moments. But there have been some really, really good efforts. Burgoyne. Where's Joe? We got to give it to Joe. Everyone's very slow to get back. Let's just kick it long. Jackson Mead trying to get back. He's got it. Been a quiet one for him today. Haven't expected a great deal from him. But he puts it through. And there's the 100-point lead. Ball comes loose out of the contest. Goad trying to get it forward. We turn it over. Running back, running back, running back. Drew, find a target if you can. Burgoyne. Actually, no, it's Wanganeen Miller, excuse me. Send it down to full forward. Actually, we don't quite get it down there. Barry can't take the mark. Now with Cole, who's had an absolute stinker today. Harley Reid has been so good. Definitely one of the future superstars of the competition. Liam Ryan, a long servant of the West Coast Eagles. Big fly from Farrell. Let's play on. Why not? Let's show a bit of dash in the fourth quarter of a blowout game. Whitlock gives the ball up. And there's the siren. It's going to stay as an even 100-point game. Port Adelaide are 2-0 to start the year. 8 goals to 3 in that final quarter. The third quarter is actually our lowest scoring quarter. We kicked 6 goals that quarter, but a phenomenal effort. Really, really impressive. We've got plenty of ball Joe Berry, 8 goals, 3 was awesome. Archer Reed was very good. Goad was fantastic, as was Lukosius and Silvani. Whitlock had the 2 goals, but was quiet at times. Wanganeen Miller was good. Wong had 2 goals on debut. Harley Reid, 28 disposals on the game, led the way. Lockie Neal, 26. Butters, 23. Silvani and Rosie, above 20 each. Let's sing the song, and I'm very curious to see who's best on. Archer Reed actually gets best on ground for today with the 3 votes in a game that they lose by 100. That probably hasn't been done since Gary Ablett Jr., if I'm perfectly honest. Silvani with the 2, and Joe Berry sneaks in with a vote of his own. And Logan Evans is going to be out for another 2 to 3 weeks with his injury. Objectives-wise, we only achieved the 1, which was the marks. For our next game, I don't actually know who it's up against, but we'll have a quick look in the minute. We've got the bye next week in round 2, and then in round 3 we go... Actually, it's another home game. So we've got Freo at home, which will be very, very good. Our players are fatigued, but we do have the bye, which I'm very much looking forward to. Now, as with the SANFL compared to how we did last season, I think we'll play the occasional game, but for the majority of it, we are going to simulate those games. Those games are more about the player development and whatnot, whereas obviously with the Port Adelaide main team, that's more about the story and whatnot. We've got to pick our side for the Freo game. Let's just quickly see how we're going with our inbox. We can see that we've achieved a milestone for memberships. We got to 75,000, which is lovely. Ryan Burton's coming back, and we've now got 7,500 AFLW milestone memberships, I should say. And Sam Butler is out for 28 to 29 weeks with an Achilles. We just picked him up in the rookie draft, so I don't actually think we're probably going to play him anyway. But if we have a look at the ladder, we can see that Freo are unbeaten at the top of the ladder. Obviously, so are we. The Giants are up there as well. Hawthorn, Gold Coast, and the like. Where are the Crows? They are in 13th. The Eagles are down the bottom as well. They've lost both of their games. But we are doing very, very well. We'll have a look around at the other fixtures in a minute once we've picked our side. And I think the natural replacement for Logan Evans is Ryan Burton. He can come back into the team. I'm not really sure what to do with Everett Wong. I mean, he did kick 2 goals in like the final quarter, but apart from that, he really didn't do anything. So I'm going to bring Smoke and Joe Richards into the lineup. I've clicked on the wrong player. Wong can come back out. He can go play in the 2s. We'll make Jackson Mead the sub once again. I think that's actually quite a good role for him. And in terms of the rest of the starting team, I think we'll just keep it as is. And we've put together a decent team for our reserves in the SANFL. We're going to have a look at some of the young players that we did draft. We've got Everett Wong, who obviously just played in the AFL side. We've got Dawson McLaughlin, who we picked up. We're also going to have a look at some guys like Alika Lear, who we just picked up in free agency. Will Lawrence, Caleb Poulter, some of the younger guys that are getting, not going to get some time in the AFL side, but I think we are going to be just fine heading into this round of SANFL fixtures. Let's actually simulate, see how we go. We win our first one by 64 points. Xavier Kardaki gets the 3 votes, Dyson Sharp with the 2, and Kyle Baskerville with the 1. Kardaki ended up finishing with the 4 goals. Axel Doherty kicked 3, McLaughlin 2, Nicholson 2, and Skinner from South Australia, South Adelaide, kicked 5 behinds today. And Sharp with the 43 disposals as well was very, very good. And in terms of our team against Freo, we've already picked that, so there's no real need to have a look at that. We didn't get any injuries in the SANFL, which was lovely. But let's have a look at some of the other fixtures that occurred over round 1, which was the round that we just played in. The Suns beat Geelong, down in Geelong actually. That is a very good result by the Suns. Jai Clark with the 3 votes, 41 disposals and 3 goals was very well done. And as you can see for the Suns, we just kicked, or I say we, they're my favourite team. 9 goals to 5 in the final quarter, just kicked away. The Crows bounced back with it from their big loss up against us in opening round. They beat Collingwood at the MCG. Very, very tough conditions to play in there. Freo beat St Kilda. Brisbane beat Essendon. And then the Giants beat North Melbourne. I'm assuming that would be in... no, it's down in Tassie. So really well done by the Giants. And then Hawthorn absolutely demolished Melbourne as Carl Amon gets the 3 votes. Jack Scrimshaw with the 2. Jarman Impey with the 1. Starting their redemption arc from losing the grand final very, very strongly. And then in the round off that we had when we had the bye, Collingwood beat Richmond at the MCG on Thursday night. Xavier Walsh with the 3 votes. I believe he used to be one of ours. Nick Dacos with the 2. Xavier Walsh kicked 5 goals. Was very, very good. The Doggies beat Melbourne by a fair bit. Hawthorn, very, very good as well. Any major performances that I can see? No. Gold Coast win in the Q Clash. Freo beat West Coast. Not really surprising there. North Melbourne beat Carlton. That is a surprise. Cooper Lord, again, a very, very good performance. He was very, very good, I think, in round 1, actually. Or in opening round, I should say. He had a decent performance. And then the Giants beat the Swans in the Battle of the Bridge. Sam Taylor kicking 4 goals. That's a little strange. And then lastly, Geelong demolished St Kilda down in GMHBA Stadium with Tom Stewart kicking 5 along with Shannon Neal. Where does that leave us? We'll have a look at these other ones later. In terms of the ladder, we've already covered that. League-wide, who's leading the goal kicking? It's my boy Joe Barry. He's leading the goal kicking league-wide. 10 goals in 2 games. Obviously, that big bag of 8 did help him out. But with Logan Morris on 9, Sam Flanders on 8, and a few other names in and around the top of the league as well. Are players kicking straighter? Joel Amarty's impact on goal suggests no, but we're still doing very, very well. What about just strictly Port Adelaide? Statistically, how are we going? Barry currently 4 goals ahead of everybody else in the goal kicking. Lukosius on 6, Dersma on 6. Lockie Neal actually on 4, doing very nicely. Connor Rosie been fantastic as well. Whitlock on 4. He's kicked 4 goals, but he's only had 15 disposals over the 2 games. So hopefully we can get a bit more out of him heading into the next part of the season. Silvani, Goad, Horn Francis, Burgoyne, a lot of different goal kickers here. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job of sharing the love mostly. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you very much for your support on these videos. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you could help me out and subscribe to the channel and like the video as well to get it out to as many people as possible, it would be deeply appreciated. So that's going to do it. Until next time, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you then. Bye.